Instead of telling you gaming is dying because of greedy corporations and having a doomer video essay about it, I really want to talk about the positives in gaming. With that being said, depression sucks. No matter how strong you think you are, it can get pretty bad sometimes. Personally, it's an on and off thing. I don't notice it much since I keep myself busy with my projects, but mainly video games are my escape. Though that's not uncommon, nor is it a secret. In fact, it's very common and very much so a good thing. As humans, we tend to over-fixate on things that don't really matter or have little change in our lives. So we created multiple ways to keep our minds in a healthier place with entertainment. You could watch a movie or a series of movies, but they might leave you empty once you've finished them. How about reading a book? Well, for some people, like me, it may be harder to articulate every character exactly the way the author intended if there are no illustrations to guide the imagination. But what about video games? Video games are a place. It's multiple places, with more faces than you can imagine. Piles and heaps of characters that you can be with no one telling you that you can't. Anything you want to, do it. One of my favorite classic tales is none other than Alice in Wonderland. Alice is a girl who finds life, as well as books with no pictures, to be quite boring. She then conjures up her own world, a world where everything would be what it isn't. Therefore, what it wouldn't be, it would. Being able to enjoy another world sounds like a vacation that I'd like to afford. This resonates with me because I use video games to help with stress or self-doubt in some cases. It's hard to feel powerful enough to accomplish harder goals in life if you don't have that confidence boost, to have that chance to recharge and tackle my own goals. Dwelling on the same problem over and over is very unhealthy. By using games as a way to get back that imagination to problem solve, you allow yourself to solve problems better in reality. If you take a book, no matter what kind, be it comic books or novels, they tell a story the author wants to invite you into. Now you take a video game and break it down to its core, it's a story being told through your actions. It's a lot better to be involved in the story than to be told it sometimes. I wasn't one to enjoy books, specifically novels, so I tend to gravitate towards comic books. As a kid, it was hard to understand how to read books in the way the author intended. With comics, I could see what the story was trying to tell me through its illustrations, therefore allowing me to better interpret what tone the characters were expressing by visually seeing that expression. Video games can take this a step further by giving you the captaincy to steer the narrative. These experiences can build character for a younger mind. We've all wanted to be Spider-Man as a kid, but with the magic of video games, you can literally be Peter Parker. Having positive role models in video games can create a positive thinker or a good-hearted person. It's unfortunate, but it's very common in America for a child to grow up without a father or even a father figure. Having characters like the Raymans or Solid Snakes or the Master Chiefs can grant someone a heroic role model in a world lacking them. For a fee of admission, I can be in the comfort of my own home and be anyone I want to. Go anywhere and do anything I desire. I use video games to experience things I otherwise wouldn't ever experience. Like, what does it feel like to run around freely trying to get the fastest speed possible? I'm not a super alien with transformations fighting unmeasurable evil using light beams. I want to race my dream car bumping my favorite tunes without worrying about my own life being at risk. Having said that though, with great power comes great responsibility. You may be able to do limitless things in gaming, but as all things go, you must use them appropriately. Before continuing, I just want to say a few cautionary things. You shouldn't use video games as an excuse to make fiction real in any way, nor should you make yourself believe that gaming is all that matters. Things as sweet as video games must be used when applicable. They must be used tastefully. Now let's talk about a more engaging subtopic, gameplay. The way a game plays is equally as important as how well written it is, if not more so, considering it is story driven. Story driven or not, gameplay alone can warrant more hours sunk into it. The story for Sly Cooper is pretty solid, but not as good as 2 and 3. Nevertheless, I enjoy Sly 1 over the rest solely on the fact I get in the rhythm when I try to speed through it, which is something I enjoy. I love speeding through games I've already beaten. As an artist who's trying to create a video game, it helps my creative juices flow better when I'm in a sort of trance. Thinking about cool game mechanics and how to innovate on top of the games I enjoy already. Speaking of art real quick, I do the same when I draw. I listen to music that has the same tone as what I'm trying to convey onto the canvas sometimes. This leads back into gaming and real life. By playing puzzle-focused games, you can also make yourself evolve into a better thinker. The more puzzles you complete, the more likely every puzzle in-game, or not, will be easier. Fighting games are so dominant in this area, and it's not even funny. I kind of have a bad hand-eye coordination. With that said though, I have a better time with rhythm. By using the rhythm of a combo, I can associate certain keyframes of an animation, which allows me to get increasingly better with visually seeing what I'm doing. Fighters also challenge you to remember certain combos. This in turn helps you use your memory a lot more often. We don't use our brains for most things like math since we have devices that do that for us.
We have technology.
There was 3 women walking down the street that way. I saw them. I said, hey, you 3 women, why are y'all walking down the street that way? There's nothing down there. And they flew away. I saw them with some birds.
So it is a good thing that we still use and test our memory. After all, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I really could go on and on with every genre of game and what they can help teach you indirectly, but I'll spare you. The weird thing is that games in a way can be a workout for your mind that's disguised as fun. Which means mom can stop giving you those stupid edutainment games and let you play Halo instead.
Take my advice, rookie. You ever fall for a woman? Make sure she's got balls.
That's a little gay.
Studies have shown gaming can increase gray matter in the brain and boost brain connectivity. In other words, it can help you with memory, muscle control, spatial navigation, and perception. It can also help with better social skills. Just be careful who you interact with. You don't have to believe me. In fact, I want you to fact check me on it. After you're finished with this video, you should look up different articles and studies for yourself. One of my biggest traits is persistence, and I believe I've built that because of video games. I'm sure you know what I mean. That one more game? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Persistence is a very good trait for the most part. All superheroes have it.
I wanted to save Gotham. I failed.
Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Video games for most are home. We all have our favorite memories with games, and for some, they can say gaming saved them. They allow us to experience good things in a time where we are in despair, or they can also bring us together. Humans require good environments in order to function. Video games are truly magical. This is why video games matter. Several worlds for you to explore. Worlds where everything would be what it isn't, and what it wouldn't be, it would. Anything you want to, do it.